Ladies and gentlemen, dreamers and believers, today I want to talk to you about a journey that begins with nothing. No money, no fame, no name, just a dream. Every millionaire, every success story, every empire you see today once began from zero. And what makes that journey extraordinary is not the amount of money made, but the belief, the struggle, and the faith that carried them forward when everything seemed impossible. At the beginning and when you have nothing. When you have nothing, you have two choices. You can complain or you can create. You can cry about what you don't have. Or you can build something with what little you do have. Every successful person you admire, whether it's Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, or a small-town entrepreneur, they all began from zero. But here's the truth, zero is not nothing. Zero is the beginning of everything. When you have nothing, you have no limits, no fear of losing because you've already lost everything. That's when you're most dangerous to failure, because you have nothing left to lose and everything to gain. On the fire of desire. The difference between those who dream and those who achieve is the fire that burns inside them. That fire that says, I will not stop until I get there. I will not let my past decide my future. You see, success doesn't come from luck, it comes from obsession. People who succeed are not always the smartest, but they are the most relentless. When others sleep, they work. When others doubt, they plan. When others quit, they restart. That is the mindset of a millionaire. Not the money, the mentality. The idea that changes everything. Every million-dollar story begins with one idea. It could be small, silly, or even stupid, but someone dared to believe in it. Think of the man who sold books online, Amazon, or the man who started with one electric car, Tesla, or the one who began with one small video, Mr. Beast. They all had an idea that others laughed at, but they had one thing others didn't: faith in the unseen. Your idea might not make sense today, but if you water it with effort, consistency, and patience, it will grow into a tree that gives shade to generations. So the struggle phase and the part nobody talks about. Everyone loves success stories, but nobody talks about the nights of hunger, the days of rejection, the times you feel like giving up. Let me tell you, before every million-dollar moment, there is $1,000 pain. There are failures, betrayals, and breakdowns. You'll be laughed at. You'll be ignored. You'll be told you're crazy. But that's the test. Because if your dream doesn't scare people, it's not big enough. You have to keep walking even when the road disappears. Because sometimes success hides behind the last no you hear. Consistency, the hidden millionaire habit. Do you know what separates dreamers from achievers? It's not talent, it's not intelligence, it's consistency. The millionaire mindset is built on small daily actions. They do one thing every single day that moves them closer to their goal. Even when no one is watching, even when no one believes. They show up, tired, broke, heartbroken, but they still show up. Because consistency is stronger than motivation. Motivation fades, but discipline builds empires. And the mindset of a millionaire. A millionaire doesn't think, or can I afford it? They think, how can I afford it? They don't say, I can't. They say, I will. They don't blame circumstances. They create them. They don't wait for opportunity. They build it. This mindset comes from one thing: faith in yourself. If you don't believe in your dream, no one else will. When the world says you can't, you whisper, watch me. The turning point. There comes a moment in every journey where everything changes. One sale, one client, one video, one idea, and suddenly everything you worked for starts to make sense. The sleepless nights, the pain, the struggle, it all connects. But that moment only comes to those who stayed when others left. The world rewards persistence, not perfection. Remember, it might take 1 year. It might take 5. It might take 10. But when your time comes, it will be worth every tear you ever shed. Or the $1 million lesson. When you finally reach that $1 million mark, you'll realize it was never about the money. It was about the person you became in the process. The stronger, wiser, braver version of yourself. Money is a number. Growth is a legacy. The millionaire journey teaches you that the true wealth is not in your bank account, it's in your mindset. Because if you lose all your money tomorrow, but still have that mindset, you can build it all over again. And from zero to million, your story starts now. So if you're sitting there thinking, I don't have money, I don't have connections, I don't have luck, remember this: Every millionaire once said the same thing. They just didn't stop there. They turned excuses into effort, fear into focus, and failure into foundation. You don't need to be born rich. You need to be born ready. Ready to fight, ready to fall, and ready to rise again. Your zero today can be your million tomorrow. If you dare to start, if you dare to believe, and if you dare to never give up. In final words, you know the millionaire mindset in one sentence. You are not born a millionaire. You become one the day you decide to never stop chasing your dream. So start now, work in silence, grow in patience, and one day when they ask how you did it, you'll smile and say, I started from zero, but I never stayed there. The real journey from zero to $1 million is not about chasing money. It's about becoming the kind of person who deserves it. Dream big, start small, be consistent, and never doubt the power of your own belief. Because one day your nothing will become everything.